we discussed question 7 of A-Level Pure Mathematics 2, paper 2, for May or June of year 2020. We are given a cubic equation and asked to show that the remainder is 9 and to find the quotient when it is divided by 3x plus 2. We can actually perform a long division. So there is 3x plus 2, and we have 9x cubed minus 6x squared minus 20x plus 1. 9x cubed divided by 3x, that gives 3x squared. 3x squared multiplied by the quotient, that gives 9x cubed plus 6x squared. Now we subtract the second line from the first line. That is negative 12x squared minus 20x plus 1. Negative 12x squared divided by 3x, that would be negative 4x. Multiply negative 4x to 3x plus 2. That results in negative 12x squared minus 8x. Subtract the second line from the first line. That gives negative 12x plus 1. Negative 12x divided by 3 is negative 4. So you divide by 3x, that is negative 4. And we have negative 12x minus 8. And then when we subtract, we get a 9. So from here, we know that the remainder is 9. And the quotient is 3x squared minus 4x minus 4. So that would be the quotient. Part B, we are asked to evaluate the definite integral, giving the answer in the form of a plus ln b, where a and b are integers. So for this case, if you look at that from part A, we know that when 9x cubed minus 6x squared minus 20x plus 1 is divided by 3x plus 2, we have a quotient which is 3x squared minus 4x minus 4, and the remainder is 9. So 9 is divided by 3x plus 2. We can write this expression in this manner. Then for part B, instead of integrating all that, 6x squared minus 20x plus 1. Now, instead of integrating this, we will just integrate 3x squared minus 4x minus 4 plus 9 over 3x plus 2 with respect to x. Then the integral, that would give x cubed. That is 3x cubed divided by 3. And then we have 4 over 2, so you have 2x squared. And that is negative 4x. Okay, now this one, you need to divide by 3, which is the coefficient of x. And then we have ln of the absolute value of 3x plus 2. Evaluate from 1 to 6. So now replace all the x with 6. We have 6 to the 3 minus 2, 6 to the 2, minus 4 times 6. That will give a 3. So you have 3 ln 18 plus 2 is 20. And then we need to subtract this expression when it is evaluated at 1. So that is 1 minus 2 minus 4 plus 3 ln 5 here. We can lose the absolute value because 5 is a positive value, same as this part. So this first part has a value of 120 plus 3 ln 20. That is a negative 5. With the negative, it becomes a positive 5 minus 3 ln 5. So we have 125. 3 ln 20 minus 3 ln 5, you have 3 ln 20 over 5. So that is 3 ln 4. That would give the answer in the form of a plus ln b. There is no coefficient here. Then we apply the power law. 3 ln 4 can be ln 4 to the 3. So that is ln 64. And we have 125 plus ln 64. Then it is in the form of a plus ln b. Part C, you want to find the exact root of this equation. For a question like that, all this is related to part A. So let's look at part C here. The equation we have is 9e to the 9y minus 6e to the 6y minus 20e to the 3y minus 8 equals 0. Now that e to the y is very troublesome. You have e to the 3y here. This is 9e to the 3y to the 3. 9 is 3 times 3. Minus 6, we have e to the 3y to the 2. Then you have 20 e to the 3y minus 8 equals 0. And we can always let x to be e to the 3y. And that equation becomes 9x cubed minus 6x squared minus 20x minus 8 equals 0. And let's look at this equation. It is very similar to what we have here. 9x cubed minus 6x squared minus 20x plus 1. The remainder is 9. So 1 minus 9 will give you a negative 8 here. So from this, we can deduce that one of the roots of this equation must be negative 3 over 2, meaning that if we let this part to be fx, then 3x plus 2 should be a factor of fx. So we can always test this out. Set this to 0, then x is negative 2 over 3. And you evaluate f at negative 2 over 3. So you raise this to the 3, you have negative 8 over 27 minus 6. When you raise negative 2 over 3 to the 2, we get 4 over 9 minus 20 minus 2 over 3 minus 8. And we see that this is equal to 0. So we know that 3x plus 2 is a factor of fx. Then 9x cubed minus 6x squared minus 20x minus 8. This can be written as 3x plus 2 multiplied by a quadratic. This is linear. On the left, you have cubic. So a linear multiplied by a quadratic should give you a cubic. The quadratic is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. We don't have to work so much. The coefficient of x cubed is 9. The only way you can get an x cubed term is when you have 3x multiplied by ax squared. So to get a 9, you must have a 3. And well, there's nothing much you can do about b. But for c here, the only way you can get a constant c is 2 times c. And the constant is negative 8. So that c must be negative 4. Then 2 times negative 4 gives you a negative 8. Now, we should be able to deduce from part 1 that the value of b should be negative 4. But what we could do is we could always equate the coefficients of x squared. So to get an x squared term, we have this will give us an x squared term. And that 2 multiplied together gives us an x squared term. 2 times 3x squared is a 6. We just need the coefficient. Bx times 3x, you have 3bx squared. So that is 6 plus b. And the coefficient of x squared is negative 6. So sorry, this is 3b here. So you have 6 plus 3b, and that would be negative 6. So 3b is negative 12, and we verify that b is negative 4. Now we see that 9x cubed, if b is negative 4, then 9x cubed minus 6x squared minus 20x minus 8. This can be written as 3x plus 2, and we have 3x squared minus 4x minus 4. This quadratic can be factored, so you have 3x plus 2 and x minus 2. We are looking at this equation that we need to solve. As long as we can solve this equation, we can solve the original equation. So we set the right side to 0. The right side is 3x plus 2 squared. This 2 becomes a squared. And then you have x minus 2. Set this to 0. And from this part, x is negative 2 over 3. For here, you have x equals 2. Now, x equals negative 2 over 3. We let x to be e to the 3y. E to the 3y is always positive, so this is not possible. X cannot be negative, as x must be greater than 0 since it is e to the 3y. But this is fine. So x is 2, then e to the 3y is 2. And in order to isolate y, we take log on both sides. So ln e to the 3y is ln 2, or 3y here is ln 2. Divide by 3, and we have y equals 1/3 ln 2. So this is the exact root of the equation.